Hello everyone, this is Cavell, and today we're going to be talking about how to add and subtract / simplify polynomials. Okay, so the first question we have here is 5x to the fourth minus 3x squared plus 4 plus 6x cubed minus 4x squared minus 7. Okay, so let's rewrite this. Okay, we have 5x to the fourth minus 3x squared plus 4, right? So parentheses plus 6x cubed minus 4x squared, right? Minus 7. This is all in parentheses. So one thing we can see is that these two parentheses are joined up by this addition, right? This addition symbol. And that means these parentheses are kind of redundant. We don't really need them. Okay, the only time we have an issue is if this is a subtraction sign, which we're going to see later on. So when it's addition, right, we can simply just add them like we would regularly and combine like terms. All right. What does combine like terms mean? It means we have to add things of the same denomination, right? If we add apples to oranges, right, we don't get apple orange, right? We get fruits, right? If we add quarters and dimes, right, what do we get? We either get coins or we get cents, right? If we add apples and bananas, right, we get fruits. We don't get banapples, right? So that means for here, right, I have to add 5x to the fourths with other to the fourths, right? So one tip that I have is when you're doing these types of questions, or not types of questions, when you're doing this in any types of level of math and you're simplifying polynomial expressions, right, always start from the highest degree and working your way down. Okay, let's look. What are the highest degrees, right? So far we see that 5x to the fourth is the highest degree. So let's write that down. 5x to the fourth. And one thing I always say is, as you're doing this, cross them out so you know you're done with them. Next is negative 3x squared and negative 4x squared, right? So these guys with this guy, right? So negative 3x squared plus negative 4x squared is negative 7x squared. Okay, so these two are done. Oh, actually, sorry about that. I almost forgot. We were supposed to work in order from the power, so 6x cubed would just come along for the ride. Okay, now we can cross this out. Now we can go back to the negative 3x squared minus 4x squared, right? So negative 3x squared plus negative 4x squared, right, is negative 7x squared. Okay, negative plus a negative is always going to be negative, right? Positive plus positive is always going to be positive. So these two are good. Now I had positive 4 plus a negative 7, right? So 4 plus negative 7, right? When you're adding a negative, that's the same thing as subtracting a positive. So it's basically 4 minus 7, right? Which is negative 3, okay? So the first expression simplifies to this, okay? And notice how I wrote in standard form, meaning I ordered the terms, right, from its highest degree to its lowest degree, right? So this is technically x to the 0, but we don't really write that. So, but we can see that it goes from 4, 3, 2, and then 0, right? That's for number 1. All right. Let's do the second one. So it says simplify. It says simplify 5x cubed minus 7x squared plus 3x minus 4, parentheses, minus 8x cubed plus 2x squared plus 3x minus 7. Okay. So remember before we had addition, right, in the middle of everything. Now we have subtraction, right? So this is going to be different because now we're going to have to distribute this negative into every term within the parentheses. Okay, so this first part here, right, it stays the same. So it's still 5x cubed minus 7x squared plus 3x minus 4, right? But once we distribute this subtraction or negative, right? We get negative 8x cubed minus 2x squared. So essentially we're flipping all the signs, right? So this plus 3x is going to be minus 3x. Negative 7 is going to be positive 7. Okay? Just like I said before, right? It's always a good idea to work from the highest degree, like the highest exponents, to the lowest. So the highest degree is cubes, right? So we'll do this first. So we have negative 8x cubed, negative 8x cubed, 5x cubed, right? Which is negative 3x cubed. Cross it out once you're finished with them, right? Next one, next highest power is to the second. So negative 7x squared, negative 2x squared, right? That makes negative 9x squared. Cross them out as you're finishing them. Next, you have the variables with just x, right? With a power of 1. So I have plus 3x and minus 3x. That just becomes 0. So I could write plus 0 minus 0. It doesn't matter. Or just don't write it at all, right? And then you have negative 4 and positive 7, which is positive 3, right? So the second question, well, the second polynomial expression simplifies to negative 3x cubed minus 9x squared plus 3, right? Remember, standard form. Greatest to least on its exponents, okay? Let's do the next one. It says 6x squared, or sorry, it says subtract 6x squared minus 7x plus 4 and 7x squared minus 9x plus 8. So it's basically 6x squared, right? Minus 7x plus 4, right? And we're subtracting 7x squared minus 9x plus 8. Okay? So this is subtraction. So remember, for subtraction, I need to distribute this negative into each term. And essentially what I'm doing is flipping the sign. So I have 6x squared minus 7x plus 4. Each of these terms, right, gets distributed with this negative, right? So instead of adding 7x squared, I have minus 7x squared. Instead of subtracting 9x, I have positive 9x. Instead of adding 8, I subtract 8. Once again, go from greatest to least in terms of the exponents and go from there. 6x squared and minus 7x squared is negative x squared. Cross them out once you're done. Negative 7x and positive 9x is plus 2x. Right? Combine like terms. Positive 4 and minus 8 is minus 4. Okay, so this is my simplified polynomial expression. Okay. Next, we have simplify 2x squared, y minus 5xy plus 3y squared minus 7x. Oh, forgot to put the parentheses. Minus 7xy minus 6y squared plus 5x squared times y. Alright. So remember, it's subtraction, so I gotta distribute the negative into each variable, or sorry, each term, right? So let's rewrite this. 2x squared y minus 5xy plus 3y squared minus 7xy, right? Negative 6y squared becomes positive 6y squared. Positive 5x squared y is going to be negative 5x squared y. Okay, so now we just need to simplify. Let's go with the two terms with the degree of 2. So this guy and this guy, right? 5x squared y, 2x squared y, right? That becomes negative 3x squared y. Cross them out once you're done with them. Next is 3y squared and 6y squared. That makes 9y squared. Negative 5xy and negative 7xy becomes negative 12xy, okay? So this original polynomial simplifies to negative 3x squared times y plus 9y squared minus 12xy. Alright. Let's do the next one. Subtract 4x cubed minus 5x minus 8 from 6x squared minus 3x plus 8. So it's basically 6x squared minus 3x plus 8, right? Minus 4x cubed minus 5x minus 8, right? So one way we could do this is write this like this, right? Or we could put them below each other, right? So we could write it as 6x squared minus 3x plus 8 minus 4x cubed, right? Plus 5x, right? I'm distributing the negative, and then plus 8. So what I'm doing here is I distribute the negative to each term, right? And I'm just treating this as addition. So this is 16, this is 8x, right? 6x squared comes down for the ride, right? Because it's technically 0 here. And then we have negative 4x cubed, right? So we're adding, right? So in other words, there's two ways of doing this, right? You can technically, right, write it out one by one, right, with each term and then simplifying as you go along, right? Or you can distribute the negatives, right, to each term. So remember the 4x cubed was positive, right? So now it's going to be flipped when you multiply by negative 1, and you're going to flip it to negative 4x cubed, right? Negative 5x becomes positive 5x, right? The negative 8 becomes positive 8, right? And then after that, you just add like you would regularly, and you get this back. Okay. All right. Last but not least, we have simplified 9x to the 5th minus 6x cubed plus 7x squared, all subtracted by 7x cubed minus 6x to the 5th plus 2x squared. So let's rewrite that. 9x to the 5th negative 6x cubed plus 7x squared minus 7x cubed 6x to the 5th plus 2x squared. Right. Remember, it's subtraction again, so the first part of the polynomial stays the same. Negative 6x cubed plus 7x squared, right? Distribute this guy, I get negative 7x cubed. Distribute, I get positive 6x to the 5th. Distribute, I get negative 2x squared. Okay. Once again, look at the highest exponents. So 9x to the 5th plus 6x to the 5th is 15x to the 5th, right? Negative 6x cubed minus 7x cubed, right? That's negative 13x cubed. 7x squared minus 2x squared is positive 5x squared. Cross them out, and then we're just left with this. Okay? That's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. All right? Or ask me in the comments. Bye-bye.